Hey, what's going on guys? Mark back in the workshop on Mark's Aquatics. Right, this is part 2 of how to breed tiger barb videos. Okay, now then, if you look at the top of the spawning mop and in amongst the spawning mop, you'll see there's lots of little babies hopping around all over the place. There's some stuck on the glass as well. Now I've been feeding them up for a couple of days now on brine shrimps. Okay, sorry about that little wobble there. Kick the tripod. Yeah, I've been feeding them up on infusoria first. These guys are actually big enough when they hatch to take on baby brine shrimps, especially freshly hatched ones, and they're going to take those quite easily. So you don't really have to worry too much about the infusoria. For some of them, they're going to be a little bit smaller, undersized, so you've got a good chance of bringing up more if you do start them off with the infusoria cultures first. Okay, that's always the best thing. You can see there's lots of little orange bellies around the place there hopping about. You might see the odd one still in there. The water's still quite thick with infusoria. I've been adding that in there every day, as well as their new food, because it's always good to add one food with the other food so they get used to it. Sometimes they can get used to one food and they can get quite stubborn trying to take another food, so it's best to add them together slowly and then wean one off as they go on to the next one, and then onto the flake food at the same time. Then you can powder up some flake food with the freshly hatched Artemia brine shrimp, add that in the water, and they'll start taking both as well. So you just do that in progression as you wean them off the live food onto the flake foods and the powdered foods if you like as well. Okay, but there's lots of little guys in there hopping around. I don't know how many we've got out there. It must be a good 30, maybe 40 of them, which is perfect. Didn't want any more than that because they can be big spawners. Like I said in the first part of this video series, they can have up to sort of 300 eggs if they're left to go. They'll just keep going and going for a couple of hours, and you'll be inundated with them then. So it depends if you're doing it for money and you want to bring on a load and take some back to a shop, or sell them yourself to various friends and different people online and what have you. So it's up to you how many you want to bring on, but I thought I'd bring on this many, and well, roughly, I can't say exactly how many I was going to bring on, but I'll try and get you a little bit closer now so you can see some of these guys. Right, okay guys, there you go. There's a little close up there. They might go in and out of focus. I'm trying to focus on the heater, but you can see their little bellies are full of Artemia there, full of freshly hatched brine shrimps, and they're coming on very well. Now we've got a lot of them up on the glass as well. I'll just go pan over to the side. There you go, you can see a load of them on the side there. They've got these little orange eyes, loads more up the top here. Pardon me for the shoddy camera work. I'll try and find some further down for you in amongst that. One right in the middle of the screen there, but my camera just doesn't want to focus on it for some reason. But there you go. You can see the orange bellies there. Now these are going to grow on leaps and bounds. Now a lot of people ask me as well when I'm doing these, when I'm bringing on these little guys, what do you do for water changes? Now what I tend to do is get a piece of silicone airline, okay, on a good length of airline, and I'll put a stone on the end, an air stone on the end. You can either put a wooden one's the best one, but then what you can do is you just put the air stone in the tank, suck the water, so you know, siphon it out into something, and that way none of the babies are going to get sucked up the pipe, okay, because it acts as a filter. You can put a stone on there as well. They're not going to get sucked into that. And because it's a large surface area, they're not going to get sucked against it either. Okay, so it's always a good, little fail-safe there with all fry, and that's how I've always done it. I have got a very micro fine sieve filter as well, which I use when they get a little bit bigger. It allows me to siphon out more water quicker. I haven't got one of those to hand, but no. I thought I had one around the place, but I haven't got one to hand. But never mind. We can always, you'll see them online. They got little micro sieves in them, and they're fantastic for this kind of stuff. But look at all those little chaps. Look, baby tiger barbs. You can still see the brine shrimps hopping around in the water. I don't think they could eat many more, to be quite honest with you. They look very full up. Even though you might see the odd one zip forwards and grab hold of one, oh, just like that as it goes past. If you keep your eye on one of them little brine shrimps and just watch it, you may see one chase it and eat it. But that's what I do. That's how I do the water changes. Now I don't do big water changes either, okay guys. I do small sort of 10% water changes. This tank's filtered with a mature filter in there, but obviously with time and as these grow up, there's going to be a lot of bio load on that little filter because they're going to be growing and producing more waste, okay. So you can either thin them out, put them in different tanks, either get a canister filter on there with a very fine sponge filter and have that running slow to keep it going as well. There's any questions, like I've always said, mate, put them in the comment section down below, okay, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can and answering anything. But I'm real well happy with these so far. I do water changes once a week, no more than that at the moment. For the first sort of month I'll do that once a week, but make sure you warm that water up, okay. Put it in a bucket first, get it up to 25-26 degrees. You haven't got to have the higher temperatures now because you need them for spawning but not for rearing, okay. So you can drop it down 24-25. It's running in this tank at the moment at 25. I dropped it down a little bit, and pre-warm it first. Make sure you're adding your tap water conditioner or tap ager. If you're just using normal fresh water, you can slowly raise that pH up as well now, okay guys, because you don't need that lower 6.5 for spawning because they're in the world now. So you can have it go up to 7. They're quite happy at 7. So there's your little update for now. Everyone's looking healthy. Got quite a few. There's a few little baby snails running around on the glass as well. But as you can see there, little bladder snails. There's a few around in the media down the bottom as well, but they'll tend to keep the place polished up. There's a bit of algae growing on the sides now, which I don't really mind. Also got a bit of duckweed in there, and some on the surface hopping around as well. But the majority of them, you can see them on the side of the glass there. They will actually rasp off algae as well, guys. So if you do get a bit in there, don't scrape it off. There's a few on the back as well. You can see those little black dots. And within another couple of days, they're going to be all really free swimming and feeding. And we'll have a lovely little shoal here to go in a tank later on. I'll put them in one of my big tanks in my other room I've got, and bring them on as a nice shoal, I think. Anyway guys, as always, you're all stars. Thanks for tuning in, watching my little breeding videos. And if you like these videos, give me a little thumbs up. It always helps the channel to progress a bit further on the algorithms. And look forward to your messages. Take care, love you loads, and I'll see you on the next edition of Marks Aquatics. Bye for now.